But we start tonight with continuing coverage of a story many of you are talking about tonight. They were suspended after a celebration dance, but now the Perry Hall boys soccer team is back in the game and clear to compete in the regional semifinals. ABC 2 News' Brian Kubler is here to explain why their principal changed his mind. Brian.
Josie, the reaction to the story has been widespread and it has been swift. And even though the principal reversed his decision today, there is still a lesson to be learned in all of it.
For those of you who don't know, this is the source of all the controversy. A silly dance scene in a silly movie TriStar Pictures produced in 1993. Have you ever seen Weekend at Bernie's 2?
Yes.
Do you remember the conga scene where this came out of?
Yes. And he reminded me and showed me yesterday.
Do you believe this is kind of ridiculous?
Absolutely. Do you believe it's kind of ridiculous?
And that question is part and parcel why the story has blown up here in Baltimore and on national online publications. Because when the principal of Perry Hall High School told his soccer team they could not play in the semifinals after celebrating their previous win with the Bernie, it all seemed fairly ridiculous to the Perry Hall community. A perceived overcorrection that today was corrected.
I've made the decision to retract my statement regarding the boys' participation in the Maryland State 4A regional semifinal competition.
Upon further review, Principal Roberts felt the dance was indeed a harmless celebration for a last-minute goal and not a way for the Perry Hall team to mock their competition. What is not ridiculous about this story was Roberts' purpose behind the original ruling.
The intent of my original decision was not to punish the students, but to preserve the dignity and character of an educational-based athletic program.
And to that end, the soccer team will be disciplined by taking an online course on sportsmanship from the National Federation of High School Sports. But for now, they play, moving on to the semifinals tomorrow afternoon in Montgomery County. The shot at the title these players were hoping desperately to get back.
I was just excited we could play. I was excited too. It was crazy. We can play now. What do you think?
It's probably the most excited I've been in a while.
Now that game will be at James Hubert Blake High School near Silver Spring tomorrow at 2 p.m. Incidentally, a lot of the students on this team never even heard of the movie Weekend at Bernie's. Many of them say they got the idea from watching the way the Ravens celebrate on the field. Brian Kubler, ABC 2 News.
All right, thanks, Brian. Meanwhile, this story has lit up our Facebook page, and we want you to join the conversation. Just head to abc2news.com/Facebook.